Have you ever stopped to think about how, well, anything gets to you? That phone in your hand? The coffee you're drinking? I can almost guarantee you it spent some time on a truck. Today, we're taking a look at the absolutely massive world of the trucking industry. It's the engine that literally moves our entire economy.
This isn't just some catchy slogan. It's the stone-cold reality of the world we live in. Every single day, there's this high-stakes journey happening on our highways. And honestly, it's the one thing keeping our entire way of life afloat.
Just take a second and look around you. The chair you're sitting on, the food in your fridge, the clothes you're wearing, a truck driver brought it at least part of the way. This whole industry isn't just about big rigs on the highway. It's woven into the very fabric of our day-to-day lives. All right, so for our first section, the world on wheels, we're going to get into exactly why trucking is called the backbone of the economy. Next up, let's follow a shipment's journey. Honestly, the best way to understand how this whole system works is to just follow one single shipment from the very beginning to the very end.
When you boil it down, the process is actually pretty straightforward. Step 1, something gets made. Step 2, it needs to get from point A to point B. Step 3, a truck is assigned to the job. Step 4, the truck picks it up and delivers it. And finally, Step 5, everyone gets paid. That's it. This 5-step dance is what keeps the world supplied with everything it needs.
Okay, so that brings us to the key players. Who are the actual people that make this entire journey possible? Let's meet them.
So every single journey starts right here with the shipper. This is the business that actually creates the goods. So let's say it's a furniture factory that just finished making 100 new tables. They're the shipper. And now they have a problem. How do we get these tables to the stores?
And that's where the freight broker comes in. Think of them as the ultimate matchmaker in this whole process. They don't own the tables and they don't own the trucks. Their entire job is to connect the shipper, who has the stuff to move, with the perfect trucking company to move it. They handle all the negotiations and logistics.
So the broker finds a carrier. The carrier is the trucking company that actually owns the trucks and employs the drivers. Now, this could be a huge company with thousands of trucks, or it could be a small, family-run business. It could even just be one person, an owner-operator, who owns their own truck and trailer.
And last, but certainly not least, we have the person who really makes it all happen, the truck driver. They are the absolute backbone of this entire operation. They're the professional behind the wheel who's responsible for getting that cargo from one place to another safely and on time.
All right, now that we've met the people, what about the trucks? Because not all trucks are built the same. You wouldn't use a tiny sports car to haul a bunch of lumber, right? Well, the same logic applies here. The type of truck you use depends completely on what you're carrying.
First up is the absolute workhorse of the industry, the dry van. You've seen these everywhere. It's that classic big rectangular box on wheels. It's perfect for all kinds of general stuff that doesn't need to be kept cold. Think boxes of new electronics, pallets of clothes, you name it.
Then you have the reefer. And a reefer is pretty much what it sounds like. It's a giant refrigerator on wheels. This thing is absolutely critical for moving anything perishable. We're talking about all the fresh food in your grocery store, and even life-saving medicines that have to stay at a specific temperature.
Now, what about the really big, heavy stuff? For that, you need a flatbed. It's just an open trailer designed to carry all the oversized or oddly shaped loads that just won't fit in a box. Think massive steel beams for a skyscraper, or giant pieces of construction equipment. And of course, you've got the tanker. These are highly specialized trucks designed to transport liquids and gases safely. They're the reason our gas stations have fuel and our factories have the chemicals they need to operate. Okay, so the delivery is complete. Now for the really important part, right? How does everybody actually make money and get paid? Well, the money coming in, the revenue, usually happens in a few main ways. A carrier might charge a set rate for every mile they drive, or they might charge one flat fee for the whole load. Or they could have a long-term contract with a shipper to guarantee consistent work. But, and this is a huge but, that revenue doesn't just go straight into a savings account. The expenses in trucking are serious. Fuel is a massive and constantly changing cost. The trucks need non-stop maintenance. You've got to have insurance, you have to pay your drivers, and on top of all that, you're probably making hefty payments on the truck itself.
At the end of the day, it all boils down to this simple formula. Being successful in this business isn't just about how much money you bring in, it's about how much you get to keep. The best operators are absolute masters of efficiency, keeping a super tight leash on their costs. Every single penny counts.
So, after hearing all that, you might be thinking, hey, maybe this is for me.
So, let's talk about what that road ahead actually looks like, the good and the bad.
For a driver, there are really two main paths you can take: being a company driver or becoming an owner-operator. As a company driver, you get stability. You get a steady paycheck, benefits, and you never have to worry about paying for the truck, the fuel, or the repairs. But as an owner-operator, you're the boss. The potential to earn more money is way higher, but so is the risk. You're running your own business, and you're responsible for all the costs.
And look, the opportunities are definitely real. There's a huge constant demand for good drivers. You get a sense of freedom out on the open road that you just can't find in most jobs. And whether you're a driver or an owner, the potential to make good money is absolutely there.
But you've got to be realistic about the challenges too. Those high fuel costs can destroy your profits. The hours are long and they are tough. There is a mountain of complicated regulations you have to follow, and a single unexpected breakdown can put you and your income on the sidelines for days.
So there's no question that trucking powers the world we live in today. But with all this new technology coming, like self-driving trucks and advanced AI, the road ahead is guaranteed to look different. The big question really isn't if it will change, but how. Definitely something to think about